Coronation Street, P228/955. Part 1, take 1.
It's 24 hours now since he's been in there, Mrs. Sharples. Hey, how about smoking him out?
Have you ever thought of changing places with that donkey of yours? How's the shoulder?
Bloomin' sore.
It would be. They made doors to last when they put these houses up.
I found that out when I charged it last night.
Right, well, here you get logged. I didn't know it was you that was banging on the back door. Look, I've got the shopping list ready.
Information from the front, Mr. Tatlock. Oh, we're right. They are bringing the police into
are
it.
they?
Yeah, the opposition.
Right, well, even if they come in squad cars, they get no change out of me.
Oh, it's not official, like, only Sergeant Turpin.
Oh, sure.
About 2 o'clock, I reckon.
Right, well, any road, I'll be ready for them. They won't get me out.
And I'll be here if you need any help.
Oh, I didn't know you were that keen on dropouts.
Depends if they're genuine. They come in 2 sorts, the lazy, work-shy, and then with a touch of independence.
Oh, I see, and it's my spirit of independence that you admire, eh?
Sympathetic to the cause, Mr. Tatlock. I like a fighter.
Well, I've had a fair share of that in my time and all, you know. Look, that's when me and some lads were bogged down there on that there ridge.
Where were that?
That were on Somme. You know, I like browsing through this history of the Great War.
Looks muddy.
Well, we were up to the knees in slime there.
And how'd you get about in that?
Well, many a time we were days on end and we didn't. Then other times we were back and forwards, just like a yo-yo. Do you know, I heard of one building, a cafe it were, it changed hands 11 times in one day. Of course, behind that were in French sector, up the Arras Road. Did you know that today is the anniversary of the German counter-attack on the Somme in 1917?
Can't say I did.
Yes, I've just been refreshing my memory about it. Look, here's what Haig had to say on the battle. The enemy's advancing waves came under the concerted fire of our artillery and machine guns and were driven back in disorder with exceedingly heavy losses.
And who were Haig?
Oh, wait, you have got a lot to learn, haven't you, lass?
I'm a good listener.
Are you? Well then, there's plenty of interesting facts, you know, real fascinating they are. For instance, did you know that poison gas was first used in 1915? Yeah, the Germans released it at the Second Battle of Ypres. And quarters right on the up they did and all. Any road they started it, so then we had to go. You know, I remember once we sent it over and wind changed and blew it back on us. Look, I'll tell you what, go and put kettle on it. Oh, heck no, that's no good, I've run out of tea.
I'll go and get some.
Right, then we'll have a cuppa and we'll have a long chat, eh?
Won't be long.
Right, love.
Is this all you want?
Aye. Oh, I say, while you're behind the enemy lines, just find out what tactics they're using, will you?
Roger and out.
What do you think this is, a mess deck?
Look, you served in the Navy with Bill Gregory. He and I get on well enough together. I just wondered why he doesn't move in here while he's on leave.
Maybe he doesn't want to.
What shall I ask him?
I wouldn't bother.
Now, that's your house.
My house, shipmate.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Thought for the day. The reduced prices of pensioners in your shop.
We do, Mrs. Sharples. Ask Mrs. Walker about it.
Ask who?
I thought you'd come gunning for me for a moment.
I did come to see you. That was an afterthought.
Oh. Oh, Tatlock. Oh, you can't drag the council in on that.
Bill Gregory.
He's getting very popular. He's our chief petty officer, isn't he?
You know why he's here?
Didn't he tell you last night?
Thought I'd like to hear what you've got to say.
Looking up old friends. Perhaps the soot and the cobbles are a change from those exotic ports.
He's come with one intention. Elsie Tanner. That's what's brought him back, nothing else. And this time he's determined. Well?
Well, what?
Well, it's no use cracking on you're not interested.
What are you telling me all this for?
Thought you ought to know, that's
I
all.
think I know somebody else who might be more interested.
I'll leave that to you.
One who worships you from afar.
Dead romantic.
It does wonders for one's ego, you know, to have a secret admirer.
And you have no idea who fancies you?
You know, fancies is hardly a poetic illusion, dear. Admires, perhaps?
Same thing. I mean, any fella who lashes out a few bob on them hearts and Cupid's after summit.
You know, Sandra, you and I live in the same age, but on different planes.
Why?
Intriguing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I've eliminated most of my male acquaintances, and I think I now know the identity. A director of the brewery, no less. You didn't receive a valentine, did you, dear?
Lads I know'd sooner buy a bag of chips.
Quite. Hello. Could I speak to Mr. Cresswell, please? Mrs. Walker? Hello, Douglas. It's Anne. Anne Walker. The Rover's return. Of course. Douglas, I just wanted to thank you for your recent communication. You didn't? Oh, my mistake. Oh, no, it wasn't important. Yes, we're both quite well, thank you. Goodbye, Douglas.
Another blanket.
I can only conclude it's a stranger. But judging by the handwriting, it's an elegant one. That handwriting certainly points to elegance.
Have you found good digs while you're visiting?
Whoa, so-so, down by the station.
Ah, it's a bit noisy back of the tracks. You might as well keep with us. We got a spare bunk. We can do a bit of lamp swinging, can't we? Tell us how you braved the Russian convoys. Hey, Grego.
Well, thanks very much, Lynn. Yeah, great. Of course, I'll share expenses.
Oh, the food's very good. Straight from the crate.
You're being dilatory.
Look, my uncle-in-law, Albert, thrives on attention. You know that. The more he gets, the more it encourages him. So the best thing we can do is ignore him, take no action at all.
Well, I think you're wrong.
And I do, Kenneth.
All right, what do you propose?
I'm responsible for asking the police to intervene.
Before the bobbies ever go, I think you ought to make a last-ditch attempt to get him out. He is family.
Oh, don't I know it. All right, but don't expect any results, because that side of our family is noted for its stubbornness.
Mrs., can I have a small Irish, please? You don't mind copper, do you? Only an old woman gave them to me for shifting her wash-house boiler. Hey, do you see that, mate? That is a passport.
Oh, looks more like a valentine to me.
Oh, it is. And I should know. Didn't I send it?
Hey?
That is a passport to free drinks and all. That's what that is.
Just a minute. Let me recap. Do you mean to say that you have sent a valentine to Annie Walker?
Sure I did. Butter them up, you know. They like buttering. And then whenever I'm skint, she'd remember my little romantic gesture and slip me the odd buck-sheep pint.
Does she know that you sent it?
Oh, no, of course not. Not yet. Better to keep her guessing, you know. They like mysteries, they do. It adds spice to their life. You know what I mean? Oh, ta.
Right, peas processed. That's a lot. Ta-ra. Thank you.
Oh, good day. Can you come quick? There's trouble on down at Salon. There's a big emergency, a big panic.
Somebody having twins in front of the dryer.
No, it's hot water. It's all coming out cold, and with Mrs. Barlow away, I thought you might know something about that immersion thingy. The shop's full of folk. Come on.
You just know it on my day off.
It could be thermostat.
Well, that leaves me none the wiser. Oh, come on, we'll go round to Len's. We'll try it. Hey, Bernard!
What?
Come on, give us a hand with this.
Oh.
You can manage that, can't you? A big lad now, you know. Oh, stop rumbling.
Hello, you're early. I haven't got the kettle on yet.
Oh, I got a lift. Panda was coming this way. Any news on Albert Tetlock?
Still holding out the daft apeth.
As you pointed out, I got to do something about it.
Cyril, though, I've had second thoughts.
You don't want me to interfere?
No. Yes. Well, I mean, not personally. I mean, couldn't you call in the police officially?
And it was you who argued about why I joined the force.
Yeah, no, love, but I mean, working on your own, wouldn't it be like sticking your neck out?
Oh, I can't see much danger.
But it's a responsibility.
It's one I can face, love. It's a challenge, like. A problem's cropped up in the community I live in. I can do something about it. Show a bit of initiative.
I still think you should leave it to the station.
Nah, they got enough paperwork to be going on with without me adding to it. Now, leave it to me, love. I'll sort this one out. It's about time the kettle was on, isn't it?
Oh, yes,
Well, it's blooming heavy,
Well,
you know.
most of them are
This
your
shoulder-
calories anyway. You're a growing lad, you know. Len, your body's wanting.
You get your
Don't
treacle
muck
done.
about. I've got everything. Len, I came... is wanted at the salon.
Hello, Elsie.
We're in a bit of a hurry, so...
Glenn was here. He had to go out.
I'll go round to the yard.
Elsie?
I, still live next door, you know.
When will you be home?
In about half an hour.
I see you then.
All right.
Seems like only yesterday.
Must be all of 7 years.
Nearly 9.
Yes. Must be that at least.
Coronation Street, P228/955. Part 2, take 1.
And, how's your hot water then?
Oh, it's flowing now, thanks.
Oh, got you in a bit of a tizzy, didn't it?
Aye, well, we're two senior members at staff away. I were left in charge. Very worrying that. I don't reckon I were cut out a bit boss, you know.
Oh, never mind, Chuck. Elsie will be round this afternoon to give you a helping hand.
No, I don't think she will. She's got a lot to occupy her, you know. She's just met an old friend.
Ah, she, is it? Is something bothering you, Mr. Deacon? Because we do our best to set a high standard.
Yeah, I wonder. You don't get much recognition, I bet. Like, no thanks, no compliments. Well, maybe one or two come your way through the post. Well, like, from your customers.
And some we could do without.
Yeah, of course, there's bound to be some who kind of push you on a pedestal. There must be a special relationship between you on that side of the bar and, well,
yes, well, I
worship...
fail to see that it's any business of yours.
Well, what about windows? They break easy in the doors. You could try windows.
Or you could use a battering ram, Mr. Turpin.
Everybody's keen to ask a policeman's help, then they shower him with advice on how to go about it.
Well, you've got to get in somehow.
Not by smashing down doors or windows like on the telly. You realise that's an invitation to vandals?
Well, I can't see any other way.
Now, you do something like that, lad, and I'll drop on you for attempted breaking and entering, and nobody else had better try it neither. I got my own methods, lad. Leave it to me.
Half an hour on the dot.
Sit down, Bill.
I'm glad to find you still around, Elsie. Looking better than ever.
I had the shock of my life when I saw you walk out of Len's kitchen.
I've been knocking on your door all morning.
Oh, I was in town shopping.
I sent you a letter. You didn't reply.
I never got any letter, Bill.
Oh. Good. Well, if you had got it and you hadn't bothered to reply, it would mean that, well, let's say that I've been wanting to see you very much.
You're looking very well.
Well, what sailor on leave doesn't? After being cooped up, we're raring to go. Where do you fancy going tonight?
Are we going anywhere tonight?
Just say the word, Elsie. I've loaded a lot of bright new lights in the city centre.
Well, there are some nice new places, yes.
Well, how about a conducted tour, then?
Okay, for old time's sake.
Elsie? Oh, hello. Hello. You finished unpacking? Yeah, all unpacked. Good. Well, we'll get used to Len's fry-ups in a couple of days. Yeah, well, I'm a dab hand at curries. Good. Well, it's nice to have you aboard. Mrs. Tanner, I understand Bernard's in a flap. Is there something wrong down at the shop?
Just the hot water system. I believe it's all right now.
So I don't have to go down there?
I shouldn't think so, no.
Well, perhaps I'll call in anyway, just to let them know where I'm going to be. Look, if you're all settled in, what about a tot? Hey? Yeah, sure. Unless the Navy's officially on orange juice now. Why do you think I'm retiring? A threat like that can be very disturbing. Good. Come on, then. Yeah. Oh, it's only 70 proof down at the road. Suits me. See you tonight.
Right, now's our chance. I'll just back me donkey up against the door, tickle her in a certain way, and she'll kick the door in a treat.
Try backing her into your head, Tommy. I said I had me methods.
Right, let's be having you. You've been invaded.
Oh, I see. An accomplice, eh?
A typical sneaky trick, that. A definite intrusion on my privacy.
I've told you often enough about leaving your key in that old-fashioned lock. You always do.
I know, you warn me about burglars, but not about the law.
Ah, now you see how easy it is. I've done you a favour.
Yeah, well, I don't want any favours off you. Thank you very much.
And where do you come into this?
I've been fetching Mr. Tatlock's food. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Even dropouts have to eat. That's the trouble, ain't it, Albert? You've still got to rely on others.
Yeah, well, I'll do what I want. It's my right.
At your age, you've got no such right. Puts too much worry on the rest of the street.
Society won't let him, then?
Oh, that's a familiar argument, love. How long do you think he'd survive if everybody dropped out? Choose to do what he's doing. I mean, everybody. He'd have no eat, light, food, nothing. Is that the kind of society you want?
Oh, rubbish. Look, I've got a good mind to complain to your superior about your behaviour.
You ought to thank me for avoiding official intervention. I'll tell your friends they can come in now. They are your friends, Albert.
Hey, hang on a minute. Did you say folks were worried about me?
Of course they are.
Yeah, so they should be.
Dear, this lid's a bit stuck.
I'll do it.
No, I can manage if you can just get me laptop. Mind it's not.
How's that?
Hey, I say, I hope you don't mind me asking, but who was that fellow we saw at Lens this morning?
Oh, just a fella.
Oh, I see.
Takes more than perfume to hold a man.
No good. The bulb's gone. Haven't got a spare one with you, have you?
Oh, yes, I never move out of the house without a handbag full of electric light bulbs. We're having a right time, aren't we?
What does it take to stop you laughing?
Oh, a lot more than this. Bill.
What?
Do you know something?
Yeah, we're stuck in the country, miles from anywhere.
Yeah, that's it. We're stuck in the country, miles from anywhere. And I'm having a better time than you now than I would be stuck in a pub in front of a couple of double gins.
Well, that's nice to know.
I meant it, you know. We'll never get home if you stand here gawping at one another.
Look, let me tell you something. If I could just stand here gawping at you like this, I never want to go home. Here, light a match for me, will you? I'd feel a lot better if I knew what I was looking for in this place.
Don't we have adverts for taxis and garages and things in here? More fingers and thumbs.
Hey, up, there's a car coming. Get your head down here quickly and see if the headlights will do it. Must be 1798, that's it.
Can I lift my head up now?
Yeah.
I wonder what he thought we were doing.
Who?
That driver.
Or whatever it was we weren't doing.
Just a fella.
That's my lot. I can't keep up with you, Sublease.
Do you remember that boozer at the back of Birkenhead Dock?
Yeah, we had a few farewell bevies there.
Treated like lords we were. I always remember the kids touching our collars for luck.
Yeah. Maybe we were lucky.
Yeah, when you think of it.
Well, you're a fine pair of mates, starting without me.
Plenty to go around.
You were hitting it off rather well with Elsie Tanner when I called around there earlier.
We're old friends.
Oh. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm taking you out tonight.
I don't think you two realise it, but in the blue corner we have Alan Howard. In the red corner, William Gregory.
What are you talking about?
You're both after Elsie Tanner. Don't ask me to referee.
Oh, I'm proud of you, Cyril. I have me thought, you know, that you were doing right, but I thought you handled it very, very well.
Oh, only doing my duty, Liz.
Yes, and you did get Mr. Tatlock out into the fresh air. And even if he won't admit it, I mean, he must be pleased.
Oh, he didn't sound all that pleased. Grateful, eh?
Well, he didn't want to lose face, love. And when he thinks about it, he'll realise that it was all for the best.
Ah, well, I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, well, he got all that attention. Perhaps that was one of his motives.
Ah.
And he couldn't go on indefinitely, could he? I mean, he did what he wanted to, and you gave him a way out of his problem. One day, love, he'll thank you.
I've had a few pats on my back from other folk.
Oh, you deserve it, love.
What's your bacon like this week?
Oh, lean, tasty, fresh.
Expensive. Give me 2 slices.
Right.
No, not that. Haven't you got any better?
Well, you need a bit of fat, you know, to give it flavour.
What was that?
Right. My husband did very well today, Mrs. Sharples, didn't he?
I suppose so.
I was just saying that one day Mr. Tatlock will thank him.
Well, you've got another think coming. We know him better than you do. He'd be scheming to it back at your Cyril. Hey, don't pick them too thick.
You know, you shouldn't be drinking that stuff.
Pineapple juice, big brother.
Oh.
Mind, I could do with something stronger. I'm more worried than Ray is about tomorrow.
I thought it was just a routine hospital visit.
Not this time. Special. Doctor says it's a crucial checkup. Special tests.
I wouldn't worry too much. He seems to be doing all right, does Ray? He's happy enough anyway.
Most of the time. He does have depressions.
Well, that's natural.
Funny, isn't it? Fella I fell for. I've never even walked down the street by his side, let alone danced with him.
You will, sis.
We might find out tomorrow.
Has your romancer turned up yet? Have you found out who it was? Oh, excuse me, sir.
I've changed my mind. I've decided to abandon the search. It retains the magic, I think, not knowing, don't you? The one who worships from afar will remain forever unknown.
Oh, it'd niggle me. I'd never rest.
The pleasure of knowing I have a secret admirer is sufficient for me, dear.
And it would be difficult to eliminate all the elegant men in your life.
Precisely.
Hey, Sergeant. Do you fancy round the board for a nimble shilling?
No, but if you get somebody to oblige, you let me know, and I'll nick the pair of you. By the way, I should ship that donkey cart of yours if I was you. Workmen are putting up huts in the road outside.
Oh, are they now? Well, I was there first. Hey, them workmen, when they start digging, they might replace old pipes. I might be able to pick up a bit of scrap. Excuse me.
How do?
Oh, I ain't been sent to Coventry then.
Oh, who said that?
Ah, thought you might.
Nay, I wouldn't miss a childish.
No, that's true.
And besides, I couldn't very well hand you a bill and say no.
Come again.
A bill. I'm handing you a bill for damages.
Yeah, what's this for then?
Well, you bent the key in my lock. Bust the lock. Now it's useless. I got to have another. You all have said I should have a new one. Well, now I will.
Oh, not at my expense.
Look, you said you were acting unofficially.
Oh, for your own good. You know it was.
Right, well, as an ordinary citizen, you damaged my lock. There's the bill. Good evening.
They might as well be digging for gold for all that cocky old watchman knows. Anyway, I'll keep my eye on the situation.
Yes, it was a delightful frock. It was sort of suitable for the official functions I have to attend and cocktail parties. It had a sort of
Excuse me, which of you two lucky ladies is going to have the privilege of refilling my glass?
One refill coming up.
You know, they must come from afar to sample your ale, Mrs. Walker.
I believe that is what is called Blarney, Mr. Deacon.
Now, you're not telling me they don't come from afar. You know, all worshipping isn't done in the church, is it? I mean, of course, nowadays not many fellas show their appreciation. Do you know what I mean? They don't take the trouble of saying so.
Or putting pen to paper.
Aye. In purple ink, Mrs. Walker.
You? Oh, no. Is this pint elegant enough for you, Mr. Deacon?
I don't find that in the least amusing.
What's up, Mrs.? Sure, I send them to all the landladies in the district. Even Fat Claire down at the Free House. Oh, there's nothing immoral about sending valentines. I'm right, Betty, am I? What do you say?
2 and 6 for the pint. Prince Charming.
So, after I came back from America, I tried to pretend that it never happened. Stephen and me. But you can't put things like that behind you. Pretend they never happened for all your life, can you?
Hasn't been easy for you.
No. I get a bit choked up when I think back.
Maybe I can make up for it. I'm packing in the sea shortly.
Yeah. You all say that till the day of decision comes.
I mean it. Me and the skipper had long discussions on the last trip. He's due out at the same time as I am.
And?
We've done something about it. We bought a bar on the Algarve, equal partners.
Yeah, where?
Algarve, southern Portugal. You'd love it there, Elsie. Elsie. You could start a new life there with me.
Oh, girl, it won't work like it didn't work before. And what has your wife got to say about this? Sure as she's got some say in it.
She died. I wasn't there when it happened. I hadn't seen her for 2 years. We'd finally split up for good.
I'm sorry.
This time, I'm free. And you're free. I want to marry you, Elsie.